Hey, whoa, that was way too fast. Something happened. That whole song didn't play. My God, I wonder what happened. Okay, that was not the way it was supposed to work. Welcome, everyone. I guess we're going to be starting a couple minutes early, and sorry, what? Oh, short tune. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was kind of still stuck partially through there, and normally it finishes when I turn it off. It rewinds itself, but I guess this time it did not. Lots of fun. Been having some issues today, so if things are a little out of place, I had a power outage here, so I had to redo both computers, and oh man, it is sometimes it is just one of those days, right? So anyway, today is one of those days. It's wonderful. And of course, you're watching a VolcanoX live stream, and thanks for joining us. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and there's one of our smiling mascots. But we're going to carry on with that, and we'll leave the fire burning, if you will. So, welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you on board, and it's been an interesting day, so welcome to the moderators. Arizona Snowman is here. Welcome. Piggy is also in the house. Welcome, Piggy. I have not seen Lucas Snow or C&D Boy or Joseph Fields Official or any of the other ones that could be hiding in the background somewhere. But welcome to the moderators. I'm glad you guys are here. And I do have everything set that it is open door right now, as far as no subscribers needed, that type of thing. So that is pretty awesome. Boy, looking at that screen, I'm going to hypnotize myself yet. Anyway, I'm glad that you're all here, and really not much to report today. Nothing super fantastic or new. But I do like some of that footage we're seeing from La Palma, and that is actually some awesome flaming up there, if you will, and that is a beautiful Strombolian style eruption, you guys, and that is cool. Anyway, first person in today, Hermione Schaefer. So Hermione gets the cookies again. She's starting to become a cookie monster. And I'm envisioning this. She's wearing her medieval costume, eating cookies, lava cookies. So, that'd be pretty cool. Just don't get any of that chocolate goo on yourself when you're eating those, Hermione. I don't know if those stains will come out of those linens. But that's all good. And anyway, welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. I'm going to go through everyone's name here real quick and say hi. And I'm going to start with Echo the Bot. Welcome. And we got BMAT in here. Juliet. Kevin Haynes. Kananaskis Country. Sue Hayes. Sophie. Sophie, who's so eager to dance, and I cut the song short, darn it. Juliet is also here. Charlotte back in as well. Welcome. Henry Nelson is here. Storm Chaser 1211, going up the list a little bit more, seeing who else we got. Perfectibility 999, Brian, welcome, and going up a little bit more. Tetra is in the house. Welcome, Tetra. And Garabandal is here. And Gura made it in. Welcome, Gura. Let's see who else is in right now. I'm going up the list here pretty quick. And hopefully I don't miss anybody. We got Juliet, we got Sophie, we got Echo. Mars 2028 is here. Welcome, Mars. And glad to have you back on board. Going up some more to see what else we've got, or who else we've got. And going. Lots of repeats, a lot of chatting. And that, of course, is all good. Did I say Kevin Haynes earlier? Spooky Avocado is also here. Welcome, Spooky. And going up some more, looking for others that I may have missed. Going really quickly now. And I'm still not seeing any other ones. A lot of chatting. There we go. Colin Deadman, King Colin Deadman is here. All right. EV Stardust, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And it's a good thing I'm reading through these, otherwise I'd miss those wonderful names. Scott Hartman, welcome. I think I might have said that already, though. And going up, that's as far as I can go up. I don't see anybody else on top. Al Sanchez, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Such a great video. I do like that video, BMAT. It really is nice, and we do like it. Let's see, who else did I miss on the bottom here? I think I got most of you, and that is good. So, anyway, if I did happen to miss your name, please don't be offended. I do try to say hi to everyone, but sometimes names escape me, like Hope Wolf from Alabama, a new name in here. Welcome, and we don't mind you being on board. So good to have you. Dr. Fox, I have gotten everything out of my linen up to now. Oh, okay, cool. That's pretty awesome, Hermione. Okay, so trial and error, I guess, eh? So a little bit of lava cookie chocolate stain won't matter. Eek, Al, he spotted you. Yeah, of course we've seen him. He comes in, sliding in here, grabs a cookie, runs to the back. I can hear him munching the cookie. Anyway, welcome to everyone, and glad to have you guys all on board here today. So, really, there wasn't all that much happening around the world as far as volcanic activity today, at least none that I was aware of. Hey, CVET69, welcome. And yeah, what's on the screen right now is Cumbre Vieja. This is from last year. And what was the date on this one? October 27th is when this video was from. So that is kind of what we're seeing, and it looks pretty cool. Hey, Mona Alfano, I just got in here as well. Welcome, Mona. And let's see. Juliet, hey, Hope. Okay, all good. All right, well, let's go cruising around here a little bit, and we will head on over to, we'll actually stop that. Look at that, I have the power to stop lava mid-flow. Stop any volcano out there I want, as long as it's on video. Okay. Speaking of volcanoes, let's party on over to Italy, and we'll go to Sicily. Unfortunately, really nothing major to report from there. Did speak with Yvonne Kunkel today, and she says, yeah, hot, work, and hot, lots of work. So, yeah, Biggie, you're right. It's one of those things. Anyway, this is earlier in the day from, I guess, that would be just about 9 p.m. there. Just about 2100, and that is what it looked like. So fairly smoky in the area. If we back up a little bit more here, about 8 hours ago, that's kind of the same thing. Smoky, hazy, and not so good, and apparently it's better up on the mountain. So that is what the word is from our wonderful Yvonne, who's out there working away at the, well, she'd be down back to the hotel now, but she was working on data. They've collected all the information, so now they're just doing data crunching, and that's, I guess, the boring part of her occupation. Anyway, they are doing their thing, but that's what we've kind of seen there. So really, nothing has drastically changed. We can take a look at a couple of the other views real quick, just to kind of get a gist of what's going on. So from the southern view, you can see that plume heading off there, and it's not as large as it used to be. Let's see if this other one, no, they have it pointing up into the air. They were looking at birds earlier. That one's not working, and we've seen that one. This one is another long range shot here. So yeah, this is from the other angle, and you can definitely see it. It's nowhere near as bad as what it was, but it's smoking. So all that smoke is going down over the hill and heading right towards this camera. So this stuff is coming right straight at us, kind of thing, in this particular view, and that's what's happening. That's why the area looks so smoky. It's not because they had more fires. All right, so pretty cool, pretty interesting, and that is what's happening there. Like I say, I really don't have anything else for there, and I think we'll pop on over and take a look back. What? Bring back ice cream? Who's going for ice cream? Hang on, let's check. Is the ice cream boat in? Oh, wrong screen. We need the ice cream boat screen. Where? Like I said, everything is misplaced, so it'll take me a few seconds to locate things. Oh, darn it, the ice cream boat is just leaving. Oh, darn it. That is really a shame. And there you can see him leaving. What a guy. Left without us, and I guess we ain't gonna get any ice cream for a while. At least an hour. We gotta wait for the other boat to come in here. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's gonna scream, no ice cream. I got some in my fridge, though, or freezer. So that's all good. Okay, well, let's go back to where we're supposed to be, and we're actually supposed to go over to this place, and that is Ragnar. And again, I must find it, and of course the angle of the sun is such that we aren't able to see anything. I'm going to go back about 5 or 6 hours, 6.5 hours here on the little tally there. And there's Ragnar. You can definitely tell we've got some plumes of gassing coming out, and here as well. You can see it fluttering up, so we know that there is some heat in there, and that we are still getting some wonderful stuff. Hey, Sakurajima is going pretty good. Yeah, actually, we'll get to it. It's not doing as good as it was yesterday. I think yesterday was better. So, but anyway, looking at Ragnar, that's what we see. And that's how it kind of stayed all day there. I was kind of peeking in a few times, and you see at different times of the day, and there you can see a little bit more of that smoke as the sun came around a little bit more, and interesting to see that. And I kind of wonder, so how come we're seeing smoke, and yeah, I know fumarole state, but still, it's kind of all that heat, all that smoke. Where there's heat, there's fire, isn't there? We're going to keep hoping and keep our fingers crossed. And indeed, that's what this is actually smoke coming towards the camera. That's why we're having a little bit of a vision problem with that at this point. Anyway, a beautiful day there, though, in Iceland. From the looks of it, here's the other camera. There's their sunset for today, you guys. That is gorgeous. I'm actually going to take a picture of that screenshot. So pretty cool. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hang on! You leave my freezer alone. And okay. And don't tell Piggy that there's cookies in there, and I'll never hear the end of it. Okay, beautiful shot of the sunset in Iceland. We like it. Anyway, let's get over to the harmonic tremor chart and see what we've got. Herminda, welcome, and let's work on your English, please. Right now, I'm looking at Iceland, and here is the harmonic tremor chart for our wonderful Ragnar. And I have to refresh that, and we'll see what's been happening. We do see some spikes up here, so we would have had an earthquake of some sort in the area. We do have some little spikes, and but we are seeing a severe downward trend. That is not good for any type of eruption or anything, and that is all good. But that's what we're seeing. So this one is what, 1, 2, 3, 4 out on the 5th dot. I just want to see if we can see it on the Grindavik one, and we'll scroll down real quick if it'll allow me to scroll. Grindavik, where are you? I know I put Grindavik here somewhere. There we are. And yes, we do have a spike right at that same location, but we do have another one beside it that we didn't see on the other one. So that quake on the left would have been a little bit closer to the sensor than the one on the right. That could have been right in between the two. But there too, we noticed the downward trend in seismic activity and noise in general. So that is kind of what we're seeing. What is going on? Oh no, don't be bringing spoons. Got spoons and plates. What are you guys up to? Oh my god, they're gonna come and raid my freezer. I'm just reading parts of this. What? Unrefresh before refreshing, and it will. Yeah, sure, Juliet. It won't go upward. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. All right. Oh, anyway, we see that downward trend, and I can't help it. Yes, sure, Piggy. And you know I have an electric lock on my freezer. It's battery powered. It lasts for, 6 years, it says, guaranteed, keeps it locked. And that way the bodies can't get out. And I'm kidding. It only lasts for 5 years. Okay. Kathy, welcome, and aloha to you. I'm glad you're on board. Okay, so we see that. Let's have a look at the earthquakes. Now, I was mucking around with the earthquake map here, so if you see a lot of stars and stuff, don't get panicky. I'm going to go fix that. I was just having a little bit of fun thinking, you know, what I was really after was to see where these quakes were in relationship to the fault, and these ones are not in relationship to where the fault is. The fault runs along here, goes in here, jogs up, and then goes up in two places up here, really, as far as fault lines. And this is an oddity, okay? like I say, that fault line, these are all just about straight along that fault line, and that goes up. So a little bit weird to have that, but that of course is having this particular map set on a 1 month period. If we reduce it by a week, there's what it looks like for the week, and here is for the last 24 hours. So that's what we are interested in. And of course, you see that star right on Bardabunga, and we'll have a look at it right away. We'll check out what's up top here. First, very, very small little quakes, nothing major to consider deadly or anything like that. Let's see, 1.2, and that is from yesterday at 1925. We got a 1.5 also. No, that's from today at 16:23, 6.9 kilometers down. And this 1.1 here, 10 kilometers down at 1:55 a.m. Pretty cool. Let's back out. There's 3 or 4 more here somewhere. And there they are. Quick zoom in, and 1.7 today at 15:30, 7 kilometers down. And then we have a 1.1 down here. It is also from today at 15:44, 5.6 kilometers down. And then we're going over here 1.3, 7.6 kilometers down at 15:04. So that is what those guys are up to. And if we zoom out a little bit and slide down here, looking at Astja area, and this map is not indicating anything here at Astja. We'll have to look at the other map because I thought I seen stuff there. And zooming in, Bardabunga area, and looks like a 3.5. Oh, I need to be closer. And let's zoom in. There we go. 3.5, 2.3 kilometers down, and that happened at 2:16 a.m. And that's not very far down, so that's interesting. But 2.3 kilometers, still in the rock underneath there somewhere. This 1.9 happened at 2:11, and that is only 1.1 kilometers down, and that is interesting. We do have this 2.3 that's sitting here, 3.5 kilometers down, 2:11 a.m., and then 1.6 at 2:14, 3.2 kilometers down. So a little bit of activity right in that area, and that is quite interesting. Are we going to see something happen there? And that is definitely on the fault line, so anything is possible. We don't see anything on this chart around Grimsbotn, but we'll zip down here to Katla and see what we've got here. On Katla, we've got 4 little ones and a couple of 2.1s right here, and 100 meters down. Yesterday, 22:17 on that guy. And the other one here, also 100 meters down, 22:16, so about a minute apart. But also 100 meters down, so probably some ice shifting, and very, very likely is what happened. Wonky Donkey is here. Wonky Donkey. 1.5 on this guy, 1.1 kilometers down, 22:17 yesterday. And we had another 1.0 over here. Check it real quick from today at 8:49, and that is about 600 meters down. And I don't know how much ice is sitting right there. If there is 600 plus meters, that is possible, but that is in the ice sheet, so we could have that much sitting there, and it's just an ice quake, and that would be kind of normal for there, I guess. Things do move, and we're not seeing anything out here at Hekla, and the other areas in between. We do see this guy right there. We'll get to him in a second. I want to take a look at what's going on up here in this area. And of course, we'll start out with this 2.2. Happened today at 3:34 a.m. 4.5 kilometers down, 2.2 in magnitude. Fair size, but he didn't have any friends real close there. Here's some other guys, and these are from yesterday. 21:30, 4.7 kilometers down. This 1.5 from today, 9 minutes after midnight, 4.9 kilometers down. And this 1.6 also from today at 41 minutes after midnight, 4.8 kilometers down. So definitely something happening in that area. This is where we had a lot of quakes before, a whole swarm, and I'm surprised that we aren't seeing a few more there. And always neat and interesting when they swarm like that. Zooming in, we do have this 1.3 kind of all by itself, and 8.2 kilometers down from yesterday at 19:07 is when we seen that. And zooming back out, and of course this is the Reykjanes Peninsula, Reykjavik, capital city, and over here we've got Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik, and then we slide over a little bit, and on the other side is of course the Blue Lagoon, the power plant right there, and this is Grindavik, the nice little town. And of course there's another power plant over here at the end, just so we've got Reykjanesbær, I think is what they call that one, Reykjanesbær power plant. But that's what we've got. While we're here, let's take a look at this 2.3, and that is from yesterday. 23:49 was the time on it, 6.5 kilometers down. So that's kind of what we're seeing on the end. We do have a 1.0. Let's have a quick peek at that one. And that is from today at 8:41 a.m. and 5.4 kilometers down for that guy. So pretty cool. But the map doesn't show anything else in here, and this is a little bit depressing. I wish we would see more of the smaller ones showing up on these maps as well, but we do have these maps. And this is kind of what got me going about taking a look exactly where these earthquakes were, and they are right along the fault line, and that is kind of and this is only for the one day, okay, for the last 24 hours. What they're showing here though is all sizes that are recorded, and that includes the very, very small ones. And when we start looking, and we'll start over here, and Merapi, we see this from today, 2:10 a.m., 0.19, 5.9 kilometers down. We've got a 0.31 from today at 11:21, and that is 4.7 kilometers down. We've got this 0.36, 5.4 kilometers down, 8:50 a.m., and then this would be down, I guess, in Notkriki, or thereabouts, 0.18, and just about 7 kilometers down from 5:48 a.m. So we do have some action underneath our area here. So it's always interesting just to keep an eye on that stuff. Down here around the curve, we got two of them. This one, 0.34, 5 kilometers down, 33 minutes after midnight. Then we've got this 0.63, 4.3 kilometers down from 13:46. Then we get closer to town here, and I'm curious about these ones depth-wise. 2.6 kilometers on this one, 8:54 a.m., and it's 0.59. The other one, 0.15, very small quake, 2 kilometers down, and 1:50 a.m. And then we have this 0.9, 1.35 kilometers down from 5:08 a.m. Then we've got this 0.5 right here, 2.38 kilometers down at 9:03 a.m. So again, these are shallow, but not overly shallow. These ones here would be right on the edge of the uplift, and if this is indeed what's going on, as the uplift is settling back down, then we'll see some more smaller quakes along here, along the edges of where it had uplifted. We do see this guy here, 4.7 kilometers down, 0.85, 10:08 a.m. Then we get over this one is 1631, 0.1, 4.4 kilometers down. Then we get a little bit bigger, 1.2, and that is 6.4 kilometers down. Dyslexia got me. And 2139 is the time on that guy. Then we've got another assortment of all kinds of other stuff. We did see that 2.28 on the other one. I'm surprised that they didn't put these ones on here. 5.3 kilometers down, 1.04 was the magnitude, and it was at 14:41. That would be 2:41 Iceland time in the afternoon. So that's kind of what we see there. This 0.12, 6.4 clicks down. I think we got him 2139, and that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on there. So we do see those shallow quakes. One of the things I did want to kind of point out, they end roughly right around here. So if there is indeed a magma chamber underneath here somewhere, and it is doing something, it should have done it by now. Not enough pressure in there, perhaps, who knows. I didn't notice this 1.2 out here. That is from 2050 and 1.1 kilometers down. Just figured we'd grab them while we're there. So that's kind of what we see there. We did look at Bardabunga, and they do show a few other little smaller ones right around it as well, that we kind of didn't see there, the 0.9 and 0.65. But I'm more interested in what's going on here at Astja. We did see there's one there, 0.9, 3.4 kilometers down, 1846 is the time on that. So that is right underneath it. And here's 0.44, 8.2 kilometers down, 2:57 a.m. Then we've got a few other ones here, 7.7 clicks down, 8:06 a.m., 0.57. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but that is kind of what we're seeing. And then when we get out here, we see a few more. This is one we didn't see on the other chart, 2.4, and 7:34 is the time on it. And it's a 1.1 kilometer down out there. I think that might be two quakes there. Let's see. Yep, there is. There is. So we got the 2.4, but also a 2.1, 1.1 kilometers down from 1729. So 1734 and 1729. So this smaller one was first, and then we got the 2.4. Don't see any other ones out there though, so that's kind of what we've got there. And I think that's pretty good to go over that. And you know, when we look at this, you kind of see exactly where that row is and where our wonderful shot of well, the tectonic plate action right along the rift zone here. So coming in, that's pretty awesome. One of the things I did look at today, I was trying to find out, well, you know, we see these quakes and stuff, and they had actually some interesting information that we had hang on. What's going on here? Who's using the spoon? How come there's spoon marks on my freezer door? Spoon marks on my freezer door. What's going on here? Now I know what the spoon is for. Lock picker. Okay. Yeah, just about Pepsi time. It is very close. Oh, anyway, lots of fun. Baby, what? Cark? Baby cark doo doo? Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Sure, piggy. I heard that one. Baby shark doo doo. Yeah. Uh, don't blame the shark. Anyway, so kind of interesting, but what I was going to get at here was um, I was wondering how many earthquakes they get in a day in Iceland, and the maximum number that they actually recorded, and this was before they did seismographs and stuff like that. And somebody said that there was, well, they actually had it on the internet. There's 568 or 69 earthquakes in one day, and they said they were feeling those. So, even if out of 500, even if only, say, a dozen were over 3 or 4, you'd be shaking pretty good. 569 earthquakes, that is a lot. So, yeah, you want to hold on to something. The perp is something with hands. Oh, perp? Hands? What? Poppet? Oh, Poppet is coming. Uh-oh. Okay, let's remember that our language in the channel is English only, please. And I'm not sure what language that other hieroglyph stuff is. So kindly, if you can keep it in English, it would be awesome. And please use Google Translate if you have to. Anyhow, gonna zoom back out, leave this map alone for right now. And we know that it is looking pretty good, and we do like what we see. So, hey, and in the future we may see something happening. Anyway, I'm going to put you back onto our beautiful eruption that we were looking at, and of course this is archive video, and this is from Cumbre Vieja volcano in La Palma in the Canary Islands. And on those notes, it is time for me to take a 5-minute break, so please stick around. I'm going to leave this on here for the duration of the break, and when we get back we will continue our trek around the world and take a look at other volcanoes elsewhere. So stick around, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And if you're new to the stream and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing, and hopefully we've earned that. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Don't go away. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board today. And we're back at it, so hopefully everybody is good. I see they're talking about that tornado that they had in the Netherlands. And I watched that video. Multiple people caught it on camera, different angles all over the place. And yep, it definitely did some damage. And it was an F1, and that was last week. Not sure exactly what day it was, but it wrecked lots of houses. People got hurt. It was very unexpected and very brutal. The movies I saw looked like America. Yep, it did actually look pretty outrageous and pretty dangerous. So it is one of those things, and that is the way it is. It's so hot outside. I think it's the artificial sun. Wow, I don't think there's any artificial suns out there. We would have noticed something happening. But our big sun that's cooking us is definitely doing its thing. Hey, Kate made it in. Welcome, Kate. And Andy Morgan also here, as well as Kathy, and trying to see who else I might have missed while I was on break. And Storm Chaser 1211 is here. Welcome. And I think I got most of you good people. That wonky donkey I see in there again. Yeah. Gura, I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome, and glad to have you on board. And Michael Carlson, welcome. And let's see, did I miss anyone else? And who is this Nightbot guy that keeps coming in here? We should ban him. Hey, how come he's got a wrench? I never gave him a wrench. Anyway, no, don't worry about it. We'll let it slide for now. Let's stop our wonderful volcano. I'll use my magic power of and abilities here to terminate its temporary service for us, and we will head over to some other places. So let's take a look and see if we can find the Azores now. And of course, let's see. Azores. Yep, I found the screen, and there we go. So we are on the island of St. George, and then of course what we can see across the strait here is the lights of Pico Island, and that is pretty cool, pretty awesome. For those who aren't familiar with this scene during the daylight, it looks a lot different. This down here, of course, this is a harbor, and those are the lights there. And we can do this real quick here to show you what it looks like with a little bit of light on it, and that's typically what it is. And the big mountain you see there is a volcano, yes, and it is on Pico Island, and it is called Mount Montana. But that's not the subject of what we're doing here. We are on the island of St. George, and that is where the earthquakes are happening, and the imminent danger that seems to have kind of subsided. Anyway, looking at the bay here, we do see a little bit of white water down in the bay, telling us that the seas are fairly rough out there, and be careful boating in that area. Wow, is that ever a bright light? Did they get our stream for today? No, I bet you it doesn't work. No, it don't work. I was hoping that they'd have the time-lapse working, but I guess not. Maybe that big bright light burnt the time-lapse out. Anyway, that's kind of what they've got. Let's pop over here. We're going to take a look at where the earthquakes are. I want to change that screen slightly, a little bit wider. And of course, there's the island of St. George. If we, well, I should just zoom out a little bit so you can see where we're at. and gives you a pretty good idea. There's Portugal and Spain, just about directly west of those two locations, and here's your mid-Atlantic ridge. And if you go over a little bit more, you can see over here is Nova Scotia, PEI, Newfoundland, and there's your New York and all that stuff. So pretty awesome location right in the middle of everything. Let's zoom back into that area, and we will take a look at what they got for earthquakes today. That's going to be real easy. Today is the 29th, and there it is, 1.8, and that happened at 8:31 this morning. The rest of those quakes are previous quakes, and they really don't amount to a heck of a lot. It is basically why they've taken it off of orange and put it back to yellow. They may take it and turn it off and put it to a green. Hey, Geoplanet Jane is here. Welcome back, and glad to see you. Hope you're feeling better and you got over everything. That would be awesome, and hopefully you're doing well. Sasha also in the channel. Welcome, Sasha. I'm glad to have you back as well. And let's take a look at the other earthquakes, or other earthquake map. I'm going to refresh this one. This one is, I believe, still showing yesterday's, and or at least earlier it was. Yep, there we go. It did refresh, and zooming in here, we only see that one, and that's where it is right there, you guys. 15 hours ago, 2.0, according to this particular one. And if we take a look, we see down in the chart here, that's exactly what they're showing, 8 kilometers down, and that is what we've got. Oh, of course you don't want to show me that chart. There we go, and there we see it at the 8 kilometer mark. Nothing on the surface. So if this continues, and they will take that yellow off of it and put it back to a green eventually, and I'm thinking that's going to probably happen fairly soon, since we really don't see anything coming out of it. Now, I'm still not sure. I was trying to find out some information about how much subsidence we've had in the area that did get lifted up, but I don't see any numbers. Everybody always gets excited about it lifting, and I'm more about, hey, what's it doing now? I know it lifted up about, a couple months back, but what about right now? What's it doing? And nobody seems to be all that interested in it, which is fine. I mean, we can't appease all the gods, right? And let's get over and see our next one, next volcano set. And no, not Hunga Tonga. We are over here in Popocatepetl. That is where we're going first, and trying to get myself on the right screen. And there we see it. Looks not bad. It did clear up a little bit. It was kind of really cloudy earlier in the day, and I thought, yay, another day, not going to see it. Here's what I was talking about, really cloudy, and when you see it like that, you kind of get depressed. Earlier in the morning, though, this was what, 7:56 a.m. That's what it did look like. We do see more snow up there, and definitely had Popo caterpillar. Yeah, lots more caterpillar dust up on the mountain. So pretty awesome, you guys. But the clouds again are in and out and hit and miss when we're looking at this. So it's kind of trying to catch it between clouds. Let's take a look at the other side, and that's about 8:30, by the way, or 8:28, very close anyway. And it continued to do its thing. This is looking at from present time from the backside. And you can see a fairly good plume coming out of it. I shouldn't call it the backside, I should call it a different angle, because backside sounds a little bit weirdish. Anyway, going back way in time, 9 hours and 44 minutes ago, that is what we were seeing there. And that actually looks like it's sticking out over the clouds. And of course, you can see quite a bit of pluming going on in that little area right there. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Kart racing, loading crayons. Piggy, slow down, you're gonna hit somebody. And the Leela, not sure who you are, but welcome. Anyway, seeing what we've got there. Anyway, it looks pretty awesome. And if we go back earlier in time, of course it got dark, so that's kind of what we're looking at. But for right now, putting it back to live, that is the view as the sun came around. And looking at a slightly different angle, this one might be a little bit more hide and go seek here, to try to find where we can actually see the volcano. There it is. This is actually at 16:42, so further in the afternoon. You can see some of that snow has melted since the other views were from early in the morning. So definitely melted down a bunch, and I think it probably will get replaced soon. More clouds. So that's a story of our life, and there we go. This is Fuego de Colima. This guy is south of Guadalajara, Mexico, and that is not to be confused with the other one that we look at, which is Fuego from Guatemala, different location. Anyway, as you see it here, we don't see a heck of a lot coming off of it, but I did kind of was peeking at it last night, and I think even today here, I think this was a little bit of cloud coming out of it. Not 100% sure, because it was very difficult to see with the other clouds all around it. And I'm thinking that it may just be sitting quiet. It does look like a little bit of smoke or something at the top, but hard to say. Really, really hard to say. But that is the present view right there, and that is live. We don't see anything, and we'll carry on. And speaking of Fuegos, so this, of course, is our wonderful Fuego de... well, hang on. How far back can we go? Fuego. Yeah, let's go to right there, and we'll let Fuego throw some stuff out. While Fuego is doing that, I am going to. I forgot to load up the other file. I actually made something for looking at a Fuego, and we do have a little file for a Fuego. There it is, and we'll bring that up and get it onto the screen for you. Oop, and there we go. All right, so that is from 4:18 a.m. Fuego time, and it lit up pretty good, and then it did this. It kind of plumed up. It looked like a candle for a little while, and that is pretty good. Upside your head. What? Don't throw crayons. You're gonna take out an eye. Then it'll become a sport. Anyway, Fuego doing its thing, and it had a couple of interesting shots where it would it's not just giving one burst, but it seems like it's giving 2 or 3 bursts when we're doing this. So pretty cool. It's a song noodle, Dr. Fox. A song noodle. I didn't know noodles had songs, but okay, Piggy. See, I got you on that one. Anyway, so Fuego kept on doing this. Now, I did, basically, I got 3 different little eruptions like this in a row here, and we kind of like that. So I left it, well, I recorded the 3. It's about 7-minute long clip, so you'll see it jump ahead right away in time, and that'll show the start of the next one. Piggy, why are you sitting in the therapist corner? You should be figuring out how to send me the song that says it's a song noodle. I want to see a song noodle. Here's the second one. So this one was about 10-12 minutes later, and that is what we're doing. And Kathy says, sleepy lady today. Yeah, Piggy could be a sleepy lady. Piggy, I hope you do get some sleep. But anyway, looking at what we're seeing, some of those were pretty awesome eruptions, and really throwing some material out. And yes, it was throwing chunks out because you can see them rolling down the hill. And the important part to realize is we are about 9 kilometers away with this camera. So those little things that you see rolling down the hill, will my mouse show up on there? No. Those things that you do see rolling down, the ones that are a little bit on the larger size, those are boulders. They're not just little rocks, okay? These things can be 1 or 2 feet in, 1 or 2 meters in diameter. So don't think that they are just little itsy bitsy bits rolling down the hill. Yeah, that is some serious tephra, you bet, Mars 2028. And it certainly was throwing that material out. I think that was 2 of our eruptions. I do believe we have 1 more after this. And the next one here was kind of a double whammy when it did its thing. So, yeah, this first one has got another 15 seconds, and then we'll see the second one. And that, to me, is actually pretty awesome, though, to be able to see the way that it did things. And yeah, here you go. This is the last one. It was getting a little closer to daylight, and you can see everything got a little bit more light. Maybe Fuego has gold too. You know, I've never actually checked to see if Fuego had gold. That is actually a pretty good question. I love BLTs. Jane, don't make me hungry. I don't have any lettuce or tomatoes. I got toast. I can make just bacon sandwiches, but that's no fun. Not when you've already teased me with a BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I did buy mayo yesterday, but I forgot to buy. Yeah, I don't have tomatoes. Darn it. Oops, English, please. All right, English. You want English? King Tang Walla Walla Bang Bang. That's English, isn't it? Anyway, that was the last one. That was at 5:04 a.m. and it kind of had a second burp to it, if you will, and I thought it was pretty cool. So let's just kind of take a look here. It'll pop a little bit again, but not as big. So it was pretty neat, and of course, watching these sparkly things roll down the hill. Remember what I said earlier here, some of these are boulders a couple meters in size. So if you think you want to catch one down at the bottom of the hill, don't do it. Grandma B throws in the $2 super chat. Wow, thank you kindly, Grandma B. And that is awesome. And let me write that down so I don't forget it. Grandma B and $2 super chat. Thank you very kindly, Grandma B. That is actually a super sticker giving me the thumbs up. There's that second little burp that we had on there, and that looked pretty interesting to see it do that. So I kind of noticed that every one of these is like got a second cycle to it, if you want to call it that. But anyway, we'll leave Fuego alone, and that of course was what we had there, and I put it back to what it is earlier there at 6:02, and it had just finished the one, and then there's that second burp that it is doing with this particular shot, and that's kind of the same thing as what we watched there, only this one is in daylight, so we don't get to see all the sparkles, unfortunately. So that is kind of what we're looking at. And 3-minute warning. I better scoot quickly here. Let's see what else we can look at. Let's see if that will work, and turn that off. Okay. Yep. There it is. It's Merapi, and definitely in the clouds. Let's see if we can pop back a little bit on that guy. Oh, where is it? There. Okay. They did refresh the stream here not too long ago. Let's see what we've got here. And so we don't have into the night. We don't see a heck of a lot. And this was right early this morning. So that was when they refreshed it. That's as far back as I can go today, unfortunately. But as you can see up in the top, and of course this is the side where the lava is not flowing down so much. The lava is flowing down the opposite side, which is behind there. You can see it on the back there. That's the area that it's going down. So every time it erupts, it goes down on that back side, which is actually this area here, and that's kind of what we're seeing. Okay, that's all for that one for now. I want to carry on here. This is Semeru, of course, and Semeru in the clouds. They've gone to this view, so we're not going to be able to see a heck of a lot on that. We can take a quick look. Actually, we'll go over and fix this up real quick, so we can see our look. You can go skiing, you guys. That is in New Zealand, and that is Ruapehu, and the ski hills on Ruapehu. If you want to go up there, he's panning the camera around. A lot of snow up on that volcano. That is pretty interesting. What the heck is going on? Oh, I hope that's not my tiger paw ice cream, Piggy. Oh, please, no, don't tell me. Piggy, oh. Darn. You guys. Is that the orange and black one? That's my tiger paw ice cream. Way to go. What? And don't know where to find them. Anyway, okay, that's it. Trouble. Let's see if the ice cream boat is there. Is there one docked there? Yeah, there is one docked. You guys can go down and get your own darn ice cream. There's one right. The ice cream boat is there. It's docked. You can see it. You better hurry, though. I don't know how long it's going to stay. And quit stealing my ice cream. Oh, my God. Anyway, you guys, that's mean. Stealing a man's ice cream. I'm first. Ha! It's the Neapolitan. Okay, well, you can have the Neapolitan. Just don't take my tiger paw. That's the one that I really want. I want it. It is nice, especially that black licorice flavor in the orange. That is just absolutely wonderful. 2 scoops with waffle cone. Oh, yeah, sure. Rub it in, you guys. All right, it is pretty much a break time, or it is break time. I know I turned that off. Why is that doing that? It's oh, now we got lots of music playing. There we go. Okay, that is playing. Let's get the fire started here, and we'll leave the fire on. All right, for those good people here, if you have not yet hit that like button, and you went and got a spoon and got ice cream without my permission, and you're all fired. Oh, please consider hitting that like button if you can. That would be awesome. Also, if you have not yet subscribed and you feel we've earned that subscription, by all means, do hit that button. It really does help us out. And thank you kindly. And enjoy the ice cream, you guys. And the gremlins, I say. The gremlins, yes. I've had enough today of the gremlins. And, of course, for those who are here who didn't hear me say anything earlier, we did have a power outage here for all of about 3 seconds or so, but that's enough to shut your computer down and send it for a whirl. So that's what we dealt with. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 minutes, you guys, and we'll have bacon seeds. Keep smiling, enjoy the lava. I'll be back. And I have the microphone back on. Welcome everyone, or welcome back. Glad to have you all on board. Of course, what we've got on the screen is Cumbre Vieja volcano from back in October of last year, and that is in La Palma in the Canary Islands. And of course, you're watching a VolcanoX live stream, and I'm your host, DrFox2000. So glad to have you all on board, and thank you everyone for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes. And good evening, Yvonne Kunkel. Glad to have you on board. And thanks, Gura and Mars and whoever else said welcome back there. Just peeking real quick. You guys are talking about food again. Wow. Anyway, let's go move this ahead a little bit, and then I'll leave it there. And next thing that we want to take a look at, of course, is bacon seeds, and that is time for bacon seeds. Walnut bread. I like the walnut bread too. It's except for the part where all those shells, they're really crunchy, and they're hard in the teeth. I like when they just have the insides, the walnut, the nut part itself. So Sakurajima, yeah, that's a volcano that we had looked at earlier, and we will take another look at it soon. Is it doing something again? I don't know if you were here yesterday, Jane, but I did show Sakurajima. And zucchini bread, not that good. I'd rather have like carrot cake or something, or banana bread. Anyway, bacon seed, that was the last one from yesterday, and very pink indeed. And this guy looks like, he says, I don't want to be on a leash today, can you let me off? And he wanted to go somewhere else, and I think he doesn't look so happy. Usually, you see, the little piggies here are very, very happy. Anyway, like this guy. This guy looks happy. He looks like he's about to snap off the camera, and he's ready to go, and definitely not lacking food for this little guy. So pretty awesome. This device, fire, pancakes, much love, aloha, hugs from a volcano to your volcano. Wonderful. Yeah, we like pancakes too. And I'm sure that little guy on the screen would love a stack of pancakes right about now. And speaking of pancakes, there he's over rubbing himself on his favorite board and trying to scratch that itchy spot. At least it's a good itchy spot. I'm sure. What? I sure miss La Cumbre Vieja. Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate that it only goes for a while, but the bad part about it, it displaced so many people. It definitely is not a tourist volcano like what we have in Iceland, and that is one of those things. But I guess Iceland is special in that sense. Don't get splinters. Yeah, you don't want to get walnut splinters. Those really hurt. Let's see. There's some more bacon seeds. And these guys are really, really young little bacon seeds. Very, very tiny. Boy, oh boy, they're cooped up in a pen. They already don't know what to do. They can't see around. And that shouldn't be in a tub. It should be in some kind of a thing that they can see through and see the world. And but I mean, they are tiny little guys. Now they'll get used to being out there and running around. Tiny pigs, you bet. These are very, very small and very, very young. Let's get on to our next one here. And there we go. And here's a little bit of an oddity. This little pink guy is unsure of what to make of his brother. His brother does not look like a pig. and he's looking at him very intently, going, you don't have the right kind of snout. You got ears, you got fur, you got eyes, but not the right kind of snout. So anyway, that is pretty awesome to see that little pink guy, and he is in there doing his thing. So cool, and there you go. And of course, here's our last bacon seed, and of course you hold up the number one bacon seed of the day, and this guy looks like, hey, I can see way over there. What's that? Is that food? And that is pretty cool. So that is what we've got there, and that is pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, you guys were wondering about Geoplanet Jane was wondering about Sakurajima, and we did show that yesterday. While we might as well go over there right now, have a look, and let me get onto the right screen, and we'll see. The ice cream boat did leave, so I hope everybody got off, and that was kind of what we had there. And looking at what we have a little bit closer up view, it looked not bad today. If we go back about, let's see, I don't know, about 10 hours, I guess. That puts us well into the night, and that is what it looked like. You could see a glow. The stars were out, beautiful sky, but you can definitely see a glow. So we know Sakurajima is active, and that is pretty cool, pretty awesome, and I kind of like that. Of course I like that. I want to see this thing pop and blow, and for those who were not here yesterday, I am going to play the two videos that we had up there yesterday. I'm just going back in time here towards now, and this was earlier in the morning, 5:25 a.m. This is what it looked like, and moving on, this is I think 6:30 roughly, and it was pretty calm and quiet, throwing out white smoke. We didn't see any major eruptions. Let me back up a little bit. In here, we see it actually did plume up a little bit more, right? And I don't know if it actually had an eruption at that point in time or not. And we see what looks like could be a little bit of darker material. So that was roughly about 7 a.m. Let's take a look at this cam, roughly 7 a.m. And this is the close-up camera, of course. That's just a little early. Let's move ahead a little bit more. And right about there, just before 7, yeah, you can see a lot of billowing happening. Hey, birds flying by, cool. And that was kind of neat. And of course they zoom in and out with the camera there. That's not me doing that. So, oh, that's not birds. That is, oh, it is a bird. No, sorry, those are dragonflies, you guys. That's what's flying by there. I'm thinking birds can't move like that. Those are dragonflies. So pretty cool. Anyway, that is kind of what we're seeing. If you take a look at that one on the far side here, you see some of the dirtier material there. But yeah, those are definitely dragonflies zipping by, and I'm surprised they can pick them up. That's a pretty darn good camera to be able to see that. Yeah, dragonflies, if they eat mosquitoes, I'm all for them. But some of them can get pretty darn big. Anyway, while we're doing that, I'm going to turn on these two. So this is from yesterday, and if you guys have not seen it, then you will like it. If you already seen it yesterday, you may get a little bored here, but we'll turn those on. I'll let them play, And this was from yesterday early in the morning, and that was the eruption that we caught on film. Oh, the one is not playing for some reason. Why is that one not playing? That one is. What about this one? That one is not playing. Okay, well, we'll move it ahead a little bit there. They're not in sync, so when we're looking at this is just kind of what it looks like. Time flies like arrow. Yep, you bet. And fruit flies like bananas. You're punny, Jane. Very punny. Fruit flies like bananas. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, this is what we seen yesterday. So that is a fairly decent eruption out of Sakurajima. I was going to say Suwanosejima, but it's Sakurajima, and that is what we were watching yesterday. When that happened, I was able to record both of those shots, and they had it pretty awesome in there. I do like the way it plumed up, and definitely, yeah, thanks for the thumbs up there, Yvonne. That's pretty cool. Brian, Rock Rail fan, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. And let's see, Sasha is here. I don't know if I said hi. I probably did. And I think I got most of the other good people that are in here. If I did not say hi to you, you can pipe up and say, hey, you didn't say hi to me. Why? And then I'll say, I didn't see you. You know, like, I mean, somebody like Wonky Donkey could have been talking and distracting me or something, but you never know. Anyway, this was what we were seeing yesterday morning, so that is not the best thing, of course, and hopefully nobody got any issues from this eruption. It doesn't look like it spewed out anything out into the wilderness other than dirty ash air. And of course, the direction that it was heading was out to sea. So it likely would not have fallen onto any other land and been all right. It's too bad we don't, we don't have any sound with this. That's a heck of an explosion. Yeah, it would be nice. Unfortunately, the distances involved in trying to get a microphone over there, that's a whole different ball of wax. But being able to at least get some video is pretty cool. And I do agree. It's, you know, it would be so much more intense being able to watch it. He looks like a troublemaker. Who's a troublemaker? Oh, Pink Piggy is a troublemaker? Uh-oh. Jane, make sure you're live, okay? That sounds like you're maybe back a little bit. Hey, George Couteau, welcome, and glad to have you on board. And of course, what we're seeing here is a Sakurajima from yesterday's eruption, and that is kind of what we were able to salvage and or record, and I thought it was pretty awesome to be able to see that. And I think that is pretty close to being it there, so we'll leave that be. You can see that secondary pluming that is coming out, so it was, you know, continuing on, but it did die off very shortly after this, and it really didn't put out any more of that big plume. It cleared up, turned very whitish looking as far as the smoke and ash coming out. So Pretty nice. Palma has a big population, you bet. La Palma has, what is it, 88,000 people on it, and that is a lot of people, so you don't want things blowing up, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll kill that. We'll turn this guy back on and shut these other two off, and we'll worry about them. Here comes the other ice cream boat, you guys. You can see it, it's right there, coming in for landing. So yeah, I'm sure you won't need ice cream now since Piggy raided my freezer. She got all she got the other stuff. Good thing she didn't take the tiger paw. Anyway, yep, ice cream boat heading in. And of course that is what Sakurajima is looking like right now. And oh, hang on, let's put it to right now. That wasn't right now. There, that's it right now. All right, 9:26 a.m. is the time on it, and the boat is on the right time. He's on time, no problem, and they'll be docking shortly. So get down there, and of course that is the look at the crater. Let's carry on with this though, and everybody knows this one. Mount Fuji, snow is just about completely gone up on the mountain, and that is kind of a weird sight. It tells you that it's getting pretty warm up there. I've actually never seen this thing without snow on it, and this is actually kind of baffling for me to see it without snow. It really is, and that is kind of what we're seeing there. And let's look at our next one. And of course, very sunny there today. That is pretty awesome. And this is ASO. ASO is the way it is spelled. So ASO-san is, of course, right here. And you can see the steam coming off of it. This other stuff behind it is clouds. So don't get that confused with it. But this area here within the caldera, and that is just a little bit of steam coming off. Every once in a while you see a little heavier plume, but nothing overly major. Dr. Fox, will you make bacon out of Piggy if she drinks all your Pepsi? What do you mean, Mars 2028? Drink my Pepsi? Piggy doesn't drink Pepsi. No, I don't think Piggy drinks Pepsi. Hides in the bale. Yeah, you better hide in the bale. And, you know, that is a pretty darn nice bale I got you. Right there. Look how nice that is, you guys. I had to go all the way to Egypt to get that. And I hope she enjoys it. You know, Egypt, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but yeah. Egypt. Hang on. Why is this not working? There. Yeah. See, I went to Egypt to go get that bale. And anyway, that's what we got. So Piggy better be happy with it. Let's go back to where we were. And all right, Sakurajima, it's doing its thing. Our wonderful, no, sorry, not Sakurajima. ASO is doing its thing. I was going to look at Suwanoshi-jima, but they are still offline, unfortunately. Yep, nothing there. And that is no good. Ta'al is also offline, so we can't go have a look at that. Pardon me. And we have, let's see, this of course is Yellowstone National Park. We missed the eruption happened right at when we started the stream. So is it 96 minutes, you guys, between eruptions for Yellowstone? I can't remember if it's 96 or not. But that would put it in another 3 minutes for it to erupt again. Hopefully you're late for your break. Uh-oh. I'm late for my break. And it is break time, you guys. So, bison gourd of the... What? Sasha, when did that happen? Clark Hall, welcome, and glad to have you on board. And let's see. Okay, I'm waiting for a comment here. Did the guy bug the bison? It was in the national news. Was that today or yesterday, or when was it, Sasha? I'm curious now. Oh, it happened today, BMAT said. And all right. Well, I hope they put the culprit down. That's the human. I mean, never mind. I'm kidding, you guys. I'm sure there's already damages on both sides, and I don't want to see anyone hurt, really, whether it be beast or beast, if you know what I'm saying. All right, you guys, I'm going to take that quick break, and we'll continue on with our wonderful stuff from La Palma. Let's see if we can put this back onto something that will give you a little bit of a view, and yeah, I think we can put it there. So please enjoy the lovely lava of La Palma, and I am going to go take a 5-minute break or thereabouts. I tried turning that on. There we go. So for those who haven't yet hit that like button, please give it a quick shot. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. That will really help us out. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go away. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back to all of you. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue Hayes and Piggy and C&D Boy. Hey, summertime is here. Thanks, Grandma B and Yvonne as well. And all good. Piggy, a mile with a bazooka, just in case. Yeah, talking about bison. Yeah, they can run about as fast as any other bovine. And having grown up on a farm for my younger years, I can tell you, you don't tick them off. Okay. Very, very simple. Hey, Leo Carlson from Melbourne, Australia. Good morning. Oink to you. And glad to have you on board. Okay, let's zip over to Hawaii since we haven't looked there yet. And we'll see what we've got. And there we go. Now, because of my power outage issue, I did get the computer back up, but it messed with my times and changed my pictures, unfortunately. So this is what this morning was. It's still 8:41 Hawaii time this morning. I see the area here has really kind of gotten wider. Hang on, what's wrong with that picture? That should be a little bit better than that. No, not that one. Maybe this one. No, I need to go turn that one on. There we go. All right, I got it. And anyway, looking at that, that is kind of neat. We see some of that stuff broke off. I'm guessing we're going to see more of that break out in the future if we still get more and more flow in there. So pretty cool. And we like it. And of course, that developed a pretty good covering over the lava in the pond here. Let's get to our current picture, refresh that guy, and there it is. And that is looking kind of weird. I don't know what the heck is going on here. What do we got happening? It looks like, I don't know, it almost looks weird. It looks like somebody's got a plexiglass plate there or something is what it looks like. It's kind of odd. Anyway, we see it's still down about 4 meters in level. And that is quite a ways. So the lava is low, you guys. Don't know what's going on, but weird. All right, next picture. This was from this morning, of course. And this actually shows fairly well what we were talking about before. You can see at that round area here, that is actually raised up. And you can definitely see the large cracks and stuff around the edges. And of course, that whole area has raised up quite a bit. And yes, the slope you see here is in fact that. This area is higher than the edges of what's in this caldera. So definitely a raised up area. And as you can see, it's getting closer to the level. This thing is actually filling up. Even though we've got low lava level, we are still seeing it is getting closer and closer to the edge. And hopefully in another month or two, I will see it pouring lava out onto the other caldera. That will be a good thing, I think. It'll get things interesting anyway. So that was from that picture. That is what it looks like right now, or within a few minutes here. And that is not too bad. Of course, very difficult to see the lava pond from this angle and the way the light is hitting it. This is your primary vent here, lava pond here, toe there, and the little hornito hiding underneath the smoke. And of course you see the kind of smooth edge around here. That's all fresher lava in comparison to the material that has settled in the middle here and raised up. So pretty pretty cool. Moving on, there is the view from the other side, and again, you can see there the empty pond. This was from 10:37 a.m. This picture, and we can see this is where the primary event was. That's the Hornito. The lava tube comes in here. You can actually see right there. There's a hole, and that's where the lava flows in. This year's Pig Island, of course, that has been in there for several years, and we do see what it looks like. Pretty awesome. We'll refresh that picture to now, and I didn't mention this crack here before, but that's part of that cracking all the way around, because that center area has lifted up, including the lava pond and what's here, which is the top of the vent and everything. So when that is lifting, that's going to be kind of weird. I'm wondering how exactly it works when it does that without wrecking where that lava is actually coming out. So kind of neat, kind of interesting, and I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the future. A quick look at the thermal. This one, 10:28 was the time on this from this morning. Here's your primary vent underneath there. There's that Hornito with the lava tube feeding into the pond, and you can see your little toll area and that. And again, you can see the colder material in the middle here versus the kind of a little bit lighter pinkish color, purpley color, whatever, around the edges here. That this is being new lava, and this is all old material in the center here, and it has raised up. We'll get that to a current shot. There it is, and again, same thing. You can see a little bit better there, the Hornito that is sitting on top of that vent, and there's your little small Hornito with the lava divider in there, and pours it into that area. But it's also got to be pouring in here, and it looks like this might be a runoff for overflow now from the looks of things. But definitely still seeing a lighter color all the way around, telling us there is indeed fresh magma underneath there, or magma, lava. It's already come out, it's lava. All right, and let's get over to our earthquakes, and let's me find the earthquake map. There it is. I did find it. All right, and we will get over there and we'll have a quick look. So earthquakes, there's your Hawaiian Islands. Let's close this extra thing here. I was messing around looking at things and fault lines today, so kind of weird. All right, looking at what we see, zoomed in a little bit, and one of the things you can see here, Loihi Seamound is right about here. So these are actually just beyond Loihi Seamound, and if we change the view, you can actually kind of sort of see where it was coming from, and that was the view that I used. And when we zoom in, this is Loihi right here, and this is where the quakes are happening. So they are actually just beside it, and that is a little odd and weird, and kind of makes you wonder. But that's pretty interesting to see that they're that close. And of course, you got a 2.3 out here, happened today in 1529. So we'll get that guy out of the way. Actually, I can probably leave it on this for right now, and we'll switch it in a little bit. Anyway, checking these other ones, 1.9, 1343 was the time on that guy. And getting onto this one, 1.8. These are smaller again, right? 2:28 a.m. for that guy. This guy is a little bigger, 2.2. 8:07 a.m. today, and this guy is a 2.2 as well. That happened at 1744. Let's grab this guy here, a 2.2, 1648 on that guy. This one, 1.8, 1324. This guy is 1.8 as well at 4:57 a.m. A little bit bigger, 2.4, 5:25 a.m. This guy 2.4 as well, and that's actually from yesterday at 19:35. This guy here 1.8 from 11:49, and then we have this 3.5, and that is a lot bigger than the other ones, and that is of course from 1550, and makes you wonder. I'm going to put it back onto what is it, a satellite view here, so we can kind of see the terrain a little bit better. Going up onto Mauna Loa, we do see, actually let's grab the one on Mauna Kea here, or beside Mauna Kea first. This is on the downward slope, and we see that it is 2.4 magnitude, and happened at 8:19 today. That's 13.3 kilometers down. And let's get up on top of Mauna Loa, and we'll see what these three little shakers have done. This guy 7 kilometers down from 9:18. This guy right there is 3.6 kilometers down, and 9:22 a.m. For 1.0. And then we have this other guy on the hill here, 2.1, 7:14 a.m., 1.9 kilometers down. So nothing overly major. And taking a look over at Kilauea itself, and we don't see anything. I knew we did have this guy in there yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, and not going to worry about him. That was well down below. We haven't seen any change because of it. That's certainly the way it is. Yvonne, you're heading, going to sleep. Good night, Yvonne. Gute Nacht, and take care. And we'll see you tomorrow, and sleep well. All right. Okay, I had an active crater out in the middle of the Caldera. Spectacular at night. Nighttime shots. If you get one that's doing a Strombolian eruption, where it is continuing, like what we were seeing at La Palma, and if you use the right photo method, you can get those wonderful streaks going. If you leave the shutter open for a while and stuff, and it is pretty neat. So we like it. Anyway, not anything super major happening there in Hawaii. We do see the 3.5 is the biggest one, and hopefully that there isn't anything too much more to it. Actually, while I'm here, I want to go back, zoom back in. I'm going to go kind of look at something I kind of noticed, and I don't know if you guys ever looked at this, but you take a look at the island, and in this mode here, you can see where the seafloor is, and how this is pretty much a vertical wall, and it is pretty vertical. And you think about it, saying, well, okay, so what? Then you go over here and you take a look at the next island. Notice how this end smooths down and is kind of a nice flow. But even on the next island, that wall is a vertical wall, and that is pretty interesting. And do you see one here? Not really, because that's fairly shallow. The next island over, what do you see? On the end, you see a vertical wall, and that is pretty awesome to see the way it moves. And here's another good example. The other end is fairly shallow, but the primary end, where it was kind of moving off of last, that's where you're seeing that. So that is pretty awesome. The same thing with this guy. And then if you keep going, you kind of see the same thing out in the entire island chain. And that is kind of a unique phenomena to be able to see that it just kind of slices it off, right? And that just something I noticed, you guys. All right, let's change that back to our satellite view, and we'll zoom out, have a look for some other earthquakes around the world. And there was something that kind of piqued my interest, since we've had a few of the larger ones in Iceland. I thought, well, let's see what's going on. So down here, 5.4 at the Sandwich Islands. Nothing really major, but we do take a look over here, and the northern mid-Atlantic ridge, there we go, 5.0, and that is on the way to Iceland. Okay, then we had another smaller one, 4.8, and those were both from today. This one is at 2:15 a.m. The other one was what time? And that's 10 kilometers down, it says. This one was 5 minutes after midnight. So that will show some movement in here. And we'll have to take a look and see if we see any more quakes in the very near future up in this area. I'm curious about that, because last time we had some here, we ended up with a bunch of quakes in that area. And I'm thinking that we may end up getting the same thing. Looking real quick here, we have a 4.6 in Chile, or Argentina, not Chile. And he's got a friend right beside him here, 4.3, and that is also in Argentina. Most of the other ones are a little bit smaller, 4.3 in Guatemala. We don't see anything really big here in the Indonesian area or Australia or New Zealand or anywhere there. This is the Taiwan, I guess, 4.4, and this would be out in the Japanese islands, and that is 4.1. Really nothing too big. Another one up here, so 4.4 as well. Looking inland, we don't see too much there either. We see this one in Afghanistan, 4.8, and of course that is caused by the Indian plate subducting underneath the Eurasian plate, doing its thing. Quick peek at what we have over in La Palma, and I'm going to refresh this map since I'm here, and we might as well get it up to date. And there we go. So we see these older ones here, 4.7, and that was 57 kilometers down, happened 2 days ago. This 3.1 happened also 2 days ago, 5 kilometers down on that guy though. And then we've got this guy flashing right in between here, 1.9, and that is in between Gran Canaria and Tenerife. Zooming into La Palma though, and this is of course La Palma Island. And do we have any earthquakes today? No. Did we have any yesterday? No. Did we have one 2 days ago? Yes. So looking pretty quiet, you guys, and that is what we've got happening at La Palma. Nothing. It's peaceful. So whenever you're heading for your vacation, La Palma is the place to be. And let's get over to our volcano map, and I am actually going to refresh that because it's been sitting a while here, and we'll get things going on it. That way we can be up to date. And there we go. So Iceland, we know Askja is the only one they're showing now. They took Fragile off, which is our Ragnar, and then of course you see Sao George, or Sao Jorge, if you want to say it in Spanish. Anyway, that 5.0 and the other one right there. So that's what we're seeing with those. We do have another one down here, 5.4, 25 minutes ago, down on the South Sandwich Islands. And then we're taking a quick look at the Ring of Fire, and we don't see anything really new standing out anywhere. Everything seems to be pretty normal. I don't know if they've changed this one here. One of these, I thought there was more orange in here before. I'll have to check on that. Yeah, they did. Sangay was red, but this Reventador was orange. They changed it back to red. That's pretty cool. And of course, Navedo del Ruz are still orange, chugging away. And this Persei, I don't know what's going to happen with that. And of course, out in the Galapagos Islands, Fernandina is the only one left out there. Wolf volcano has been taken off the list. Going up here real quick, there's Pavlov and Cleveland, Great Sitkins, and Semi, and they're still doing their thing. And of course, Kamchatka Peninsula and Chukharachki is back to the yellow. We know that. Ibiko also orange and no longer red, and then Kalinsky also orange. We already knew that from a few days ago. Everything else is pretty much the same. And if we zoom in here a little bit, some of those people who are curious about the location of Sakurajima, it's right there in the bays. If we zoom in a little bit more, you can actually see it. So that smoke, when it was billowing out or coming off of it, it appeared that it was heading in this direction. So it wouldn't be getting onto too many people as far as the ashfall. And of course, Suwanosi Jima right there. And again, I'm not sure which island they have the camera on. It's either this one, that one, or this one. Probably this little guy over here, but that's kind of what we've got there. And let's zoom back out and look at the other ones. Ruapehu down here, of course, it is still listed as a yellow. Not seeing any action from it though. They do have White Isle Volcano off of the list, but it is located right about where the hand is there, and that's kind of it. Tofua and Hunga Pai would be right beside it. We don't see it. This guy Yasur and his buddies, and Vanuatu, and then of course you've got a variety of ones here that are in different states in Papua New Guinea, and then of course Luolatuk, Semeru, and Merapi, and Krakatoa sitting here. Zooming back in a little bit, you've got Ibu and Tukono right there doing their thing. Bulusan, they still have it listed as an orange. It's doing a lot less than what it was. And Taal still there doing its thing as well. Don't know what's going to happen in the future with Taal. It may just sit quietly for a while. Who's heading out? Hey, Spooky is back. And is Brian headed out? Good night, Brian. Anyway, Mayet, Old Doño, and of course we've got our ones here. This Gongo, the Gongo and the Congo, and doing his thing. Urta Ale still right there, and then of course the ones over here. Sicily is Etna, and then Volcano and Semeru, and they also list Campi over here. And that's kind of it for volcanoes around the world. And like I said, Iceland, it looks so lonely with only one little hat on there. We need some more volcanoes, you guys. At least 2 or 3 more, and that would make Iceland look like a proper volcano island that it is. I know, I'm being a sadist. But I'd like to see one at least down here somewhere, nowhere near anybody. And that's all cool. Who's leaving now? All right, Jane says, bye for now, Brian. Okay. And Jane saying gute Nacht. All right. Linda says, snuck in at the end. Paid my fine. Oh, yeah, sure. Did you at least get a lava cookie, Linda? And glad to have you on board. Siggy didn't fix it. Yeah, you're right. Siggy's got to work on that. He's really got to get over there and do something. He's probably enjoying he's probably suntanning in Texas, That's what I'm thinking. Good night. Summertime, good night to you too. And Jane's leaving. Good night, Jane. Gute Nacht. And that's all good. All right, let's carry on. We want to pop over to our weather real quick, whether we like it or not. By the way, I'm not very happy with the weatherman. Apparently, according to the weatherman and the charts and stuff that they produced today, that they were showing lightning bolts and everything over top of us all day long, and saying that we're going to get a bunch of rain. And yeah, they're still saying we're going to get rain. Anyway, why did my SO2 not show up? Air quality, SO2, there we go. That's what we wanted. Anyway, they apparently this morning, when it was nothing but sunshine and no clouds in the sky, they were indicating on their map that there was thunder and lightning over top of Edmonton. And then, of course, I look at the satellite shot, and there's no clouds. And then I look at their weather map, and they put all kinds of stuff on there. And I'm going, really, guys? What part didn't you look at here? We're supposed to have torrential downpours and stuff. That never happened. And no sparks, no sky sparks, no nothing. Anyway, looking at North America, SO2 wise, I'm not looking at too bad. Pretty much just regular stuff all over the place. We see a lot of that stuff from Mexico and Central America being blown out into the Pacific, which is a little bit weird. But seeing all of it being blown as far as it is, that's better than going back the other way and messing up the Caribbean, I guess. Going down the coast a little bit, we do see some of that stuff. The current has changed here, and of course is blowing it back out onto the Atlantic from the inland side. So pretty cool. Down here, we do see a little bit of a plume coming off of Michael volcano down in the South Sandwich Islands, sliding over a little bit to New Zealand, and we see that plume. That's White Isle volcano. Ruapehu is a little bit more inland and definitely not doing that. Tofua making this little spot, and then of course Yasur and his buddies are doing that. Zooming in here a little bit, we do see some man-made pollution down here in coming from Melbourne and that area. That was from last night's barbecue that Leo had. Apparently it was a fairly large barbecue, created a lot of SO2 gas, but we're okay. That'll dissipate. The barbecue is cooling down. And of course we see that plume there. We know that's from coal mines, so that's all cool. You wish, eh? Hey, I tried, Leo. I tried. One of those things. And anyway, sliding into Indonesia here. This is Java, of course, and the islands around it. Luolatok being down here, creating a lot of this plume, and I'm sure that's going to head down to Australia. This is, of course, Semeru, Merapi, and then Krakatoa is out here, but most of this is actually being generated by the city of Jakarta, and that's just a population density, guys. And of course, here, this is Ibu and Dukono making this little bit of a mess, and Bulusan right in this area, and that's going there. And again, this most of this stuff here is actually from just population, rather than the volcano. Same thing with what we see in Taiwan. And then as we go up, we do see down here is where Suwanosi Ajima is, and then of course you've got in there is where Sakura Jima hiding in there, creating some of that. The rest is generalized pollution. Going up a little bit further, we see the peninsula here. We're seeing most of that is kind of going back the opposite direction. Yesterday it was cutting and curling around. I thought it was kind of like that and then back. But today Kamchatka Peninsula has got some wind blowing it back towards Russia. So that's all right. Sliding out a little bit more, pretty normal in China and India, actually a little bit less than normal. This area, of course, being up in the mountains, a lot less pollution going on there. Looking at our Saudi Arabia, Iran, and those countries, lots of pollution and stagnant air, if you will. And lots of pollution down here in South Africa. Shame on them. Anyway, and same thing goes here. This is all from industrial. This is a volcano and industrial. And of course, Erta Ale would be here. We can't even tell whether Erta Ale is putting anything out because of the amount of pollution. Sliding up a little bit more, looking at where this is coming from. And of course, we can see that this is where Etna is, and Volcano, and this plume coming from this guy is, that's our wonderful sandwich. It's Stromboli. Anyway, that is rolling out this way. Not sure if what all the other stuff is coming from here, if that was just previous stuff that was swirling around. But that is heading down into Africa, and that's what we see there. Seeing what's going on here, most of that, boy, they must be getting some warm air blowing in into France, and that seeing it blow up in that direction. So Netherlands has got a little bit, and Germany has got a little bit, and Belgium as well, but not overly bad. And Poland has got a little bit more. That might be leftovers from the way this was swirling around before. So not too bad though. And looking at Norway, Sweden, and Finland, very little as far as anything is concerned. And the same thing goes with Iceland, very little. We do see some, but very, very little. A little bit closer view here. There was something we noticed here. We've got SO2 right in here, and this is really odd. There is no stuff being able to generate it, so why is there SO2 sitting there? That was something somebody pointed out this morning. I don't think there's that many people out on NASA doing their thing. So Anyway, let's go over to the weather map. We'll take a look at actual temperatures and stuff around the world, refreshing it so we are at current time. And we see North America not looking bad. Canada and Alaska up in the northern areas still very, very hot in comparison to what they normally get. So they are probably enjoying their beautiful weather. And just imagine that. Go up to Alaska, sit on the beach at 27 degrees Celsius and get a suntan. That'd be awesome. Anyway, looking at the prairie provinces and all of Canada, really, we do see low sitting here on the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, kind of drawing some stuff in, and another low down here accompanying it just south of the border. That looks like it's almost sitting on the corner of Minnesota and North and South Dakota right there. So cool, and that is drawing some of that hot air up and hopefully shooting it up north. I like that idea. Very, very hot in Arizona, and of course we do know that it is pretty awesome there. Always hot. Death Valley and all kinds of places there. Like Arizona Snowman's backyard is probably hotter than 34 degrees Celsius. And there you go. You see some of that 42, 43. That is pretty awesome, you guys. And that is way, way too hot. 101 Fahrenheit, 38 in Phoenix. It says 34 on here, 35. I guess the depends on where they're taking their temperature, the weather guessers, eh? And of course, you can see the whole mid portion of the USA. Very, very nice hot weather all the way through, and even going along the south and east. Well, we know that it's still quite warm here in Florida, and a little cooler in Atlanta. No, not Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, and Alabama. Even that portion of, I guess this is Louisiana here. They've got a little bit warm up in the top chunks, but not too bad. And then South and North Carolina here, kind of holding that same temperature. Getting a little cooler when we get all the way up into Maine, but not so bad. And we are seeing here Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, probably doing fairly well. Newfoundland also doing not bad. Nice big high sitting here in the Atlantic. And of course, that is going to help drive some of that hot current up and over. And you see the way that current is hitting. It's going to be another day or two where it's going to start working its way back up. These low pressures, unfortunately, aren't helping any. This high needs to push up a little bit more to give us some warmer temperatures up there. And normally, let me go South America first. I'll go the other way. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of kilter here. Looking at most of Brazil and all the other areas here where Colombia, Venezuela, French Guiana, Guyana, and those areas, all about the same, a little, I won't say really, really hot, but holding its temperature. There's our cutoff line. It's moved up a little bit more. Everything below that fairly cool, and of course they have winter down there. Sliding over to New Zealand, and here you can see some of those wind currents, and that is really blowing over them. You can see a little cooler on the South Island, North Island, of course, a little bit warmer now, They've got that massive low over there. I think that was sitting here yesterday, and it's moved off. So we're going to get a little bit warmer there, I think, over the next day or so. Very cold down in Tasmania again, and even Leo's place here. It says 10 here, but I don't know if it's 10. What's it? 11 on yours? Okay. 10, 11 degrees. Melbourne, Adelaide, a little bit warmer at 12. If we go out to Perth, that's only at 10. That's kind of weird that it's getting that much colder. You'd think it'd warm up a little bit more on the land up there. And sliding up, we know Sydney was a little warmer, 15 C in there. And Brisbane, 19, 18, 19. So a lot nicer for that area. Sliding up a little bit more, we do see very hot in most of those places. Looks like we've got a storm sitting right in here in, I guess, well, this is the Philippines right there. So that thing is sitting there churning. And let's see, Bangkok, 28 degrees Celsius. And 70% relative humidity. That's good. Thanks, Sue. Kind of neat. Going up a little bit, we do see Japan quite warm, and that is pretty awesome. And of course, Kamchatka Peninsula holding some beautiful temperatures as well. And sliding over, China's got some really warm temperatures also. And Russia, this is Russia, of course, and China in this area, Mongolia here, right? So looking pretty cool. And going over India, some places, and Pakistan, very, very hot. Afghanistan, and let's see, that would be Iran in there, very hot. And of course Saudi Arabia and UAE and those areas, pretty much cooking like they should be at this time of year. Looking at Sahara Desert, yep, nighttime temperatures of 34, 35, 36 degrees Celsius. That's pretty darn hot. There's about your cutoff line for the cold temperatures down on the bottom, and that is wintertime down here. Same thing, a little bit cooler here in Madagascar, surprisingly, that it is cool. Zooming back into some of the other areas, we see Kos is fairly hot, 25, 26, and that is where Piggy is from. And that again is nighttime temperature. That is pretty good. So, you know, warm, really warm. And actually, it's warmer than Crete. That's pretty awesome. We see a lot of hot area right there. And of course, this is Sicily, and it is holding some pretty good temperature too. Nighttime temperature of anywhere from 21 to about 26 degrees. Pretty awesome. And sliding up a little bit, a little cooler in the higher elevations, of course. That's what we're seeing going over to Spain and Portugal. Not too bad for nighttime. Sliding up a little bit more, France looks not bad. Northern Italy holding some heat as well, which is good because it's really cold in the Alps. Of course, Switzerland, warm in some areas, and up in the mountains a little colder. And looking at Germany, holding some wonderful temperature for nighttime. A beautiful night there, temperature-wise. Looks like it's even warmer than France. Holland's about the same as what we've got in Germany, and same thing would go for our oh darn, the name gets me again. it'll come to me. I know Brussels is there, Belgium. There we go, and had to get that out. Uh, anyway, England not bad, and not really a warm England and Wales and Scotland and Ireland. Where I didn't see Irish Monk in here today. Hopefully he's doing okay. But he's got 10, 11 degrees temperature right now, not freezing to death. That's all right. Anyway, working up from Germany, we go up into Denmark, looking not too bad, and then down in the bottom end of Sweden, we are seeing some good temperatures. A little cooler in Norway, and going all the way up. Some really hot temperatures right up in the top here. So this is pretty awesome. Well, 23, 20, 22, 23, that's hot for them. Considering we're a lot cooler down here at 12, 13, 14 degrees. And yeah, they're coming to get me, you guys. You can hear the sirens. And what? Pepper won't eat. All she wants to do, a snowman, to go out and make her mark her land. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Don't eat yellow snow. Good advice. Looking at what we've got going around Iceland, a little bit warmer temperatures, and not too bad. 10, 11 degrees out in the Reykjavik, and I guess really those are about the warmest temperatures. Most of the other places a little bit chillier, so not bad though. That is pretty normal for Iceland. Let's turn on and see what our precipitation looks like. And the first thing that I will do, zoom out, you see that equatorial storm is still staying in there, and that is kind of neat. Zooming in a little bit, we will start out with North America. Not too bad. In Alaska, we see that a low up in Nunavut, and we see all this stuff here that was supposed to have rained on me all day and still hasn't. And by the way, I'm supposed to be getting thunderstorms right now, this very second, although I look up and I see clear sky right above me, and maybe I've got my weather dome on, I don't know, but that is what we see here. Anyway, that is pretty much what we see in Western Canada, going down to the eastern portions of Canada. We see from Montreal, actually from about almost Toronto, all the way up here, going out into Newfoundland and doing its thing, a system there. So not that good for them. And we do see a little guy off the coast here. Hopefully that doesn't hit to Nova Scotia. Looks like fog in the area here. Hopefully everybody's good. They got their foghorns. We do see some activity here in the western portions of their prairies and stuff, and that's kind of what we're seeing, that low being the draw in for that. Lots of storms down in Mexico, and lots of storming going on in Alabama and Georgia and Florida and those areas. So all the way from basically Houston onward to the east coast, we're seeing storming, and Florida down on the bottom end here got a whole bunch of different spots, and a lot of isolated storms out there as well in the Atlantic. So that's kind of what we're seeing there. If we slide down a little bit more, Mexico, all kinds of different storms happening there. And again, going Central America, we see the same kind of thing happening. and even South America. They've got a couple systems sitting off the coast here as well, probably causing some of that. So that is what we've got there. Looking at down on the bottom, yeah, this is where they're getting nailed with that wind blowing on here. A little different once you get up a little higher. So Arctic is warming way faster than further south. Yep, it's weird. Anyway, we've got that low sitting there, high right beside it, and multiple systems, low, low, high, low, and another high over there, another low there, another low there. So that makes for a very dynamic ocean. I wouldn't want to be in there in a boat. Sliding over to New Zealand real quick. Here's that system that is blowing in. The South Island, of course, is getting nailed pretty good. There's that low I mentioned about that was here before. It's moved over and sitting over here now. So a little bit of a reprieve for the North Island. And here is what's happening. We've got this massive high, and it's pulling up a bunch of cold air and dumping it into Tasmania, and of course right onto Leo Carlson's house, or very close to it. But anyway, that's what we're seeing there. It doesn't look too bad. And going up the coast, we don't see too much. Brisbane may get some rain. Looks like Sydney might have had a little bit of rain, but that's all right. Looking here, northern areas, there are a few spots, but nothing major. And then we see most of the Indonesian, Malaysian area is pretty normal from what we see. And this is that storm I was talking about just off the coast of the Philippines. And if I'm correct, hang on, I'm just trying to get my geography correct here. This would be, starts with C. No, boy, never mind. I'll leave it alone. It'll come to me. Cambodia, there it is. I knew it was there somewhere. Okay, that is what we're seeing there. Going up here past Japan, and we do see, looks like Korea's got a pretty nasty storm right on top of it, and that goes all the way over to Japan. Not as bad looking here in Japan. And out in the water, a big storm, so I wouldn't want to get into that mess. We'll leave that alone. The low, of course, sitting beyond the Aleutian Islands, so that's going to draw a lot of that material up and over it, and we'll probably not see our volcanoes there for a long time. India and those areas are pretty normal. We see they are getting hit with a storm there. Not too bad down in South Africa. Moving up, we do see that central area storms in there, and going into Europe now, and this is where it gets a little interesting. Nothing to speak of in Portugal or in Spain. As soon as we get into France, they have several systems that are invading them. And while we're looking, not too bad here out on Ireland, but we do have a system down in the southeast portions of England, and even out in Wales is getting some rain. And looking here, Germany doesn't look bad at all. A little bit of stormy stuff in Poland, and that's kind of it. We're looking here, not bad in Sweden, and looks like not that bad in Norway either. Same thing with Finland having that high above it. That is pretty cool. A few spots in Iceland where they're getting rain, but that doesn't surprise me, and nothing major to worry about though. So zooming out. So in general, I don't think it's all that bad of a weather report. We do see this up here in the north, and that is some ice rain and stuff, and that's odd. Ice rain, usually you get snow, but over above Russia it is snow. So above Canada, ice rain and snow mixed in some areas. And I'll leave that there. I'm going to flip back to temperature. We're going to take a real quick peek and see what we've got. Minus 74, minus 78 I just seen, and 75, where is it? Minus 77, 78. So I found a minus 78 right there, and that is pretty chilly. Sue found them 77. Yep. So yeah, it's minus. You're not going to notice the difference between 1 or 2 degrees. That will be very, very cold. Actually, yeah, there's a couple of cold areas here. So this one as well as the other one, and there might even be a few more spots. So one of the things, yeah, down here, minus 71, 72, 74. So we might be seeing things cool off again down there. So we may get some of those very, very cold temps. And I don't want to see them, but that's going to happen. So make sure you bundle up your penguin before you send them out to play in the icebergs. And that is important. You don't want them to catch cold. Anyhow, that is it for my show today, you guys. And that is awesome. Glad to have had everyone here. And you guys are all super duper people. And we do enjoy having you guys in doing your thing, as well as watching what I'm doing for you here. So what I think my Zen master is in Melbourne. Oh, Zen master. Hey, Oz, welcome, and glad to have you on board, Oz. And let's see, came in right at the end of the show. The United Church Alliance is building a rocket, and Blue Origin is building the engines. The Blue Origin engines are way behind schedule and over budget. Why does that not surprise me? Mars, I'm sorry, I was looking at a video the other day, well actually I think it was yesterday, and they were showing the difference in prices between rocket engines. And of course the version 2 rocket engine from SpaceX is $2 million, or under $2 million. And then the NASA version with the same amount of power is $4.8 billion. So when you compare the prices, what do you think is right? 4.8 billion or 2 million? You know, somebody's charging too much money somewhere along the way. And this is why it is so expensive with NASA. And somebody just likes making money. Anyway, that is the show for today, and I just had to throw that snide comment in there, and I do apologize for anyone who is offended by that. It's just I find it to be somewhat ridiculous sometimes when you take a look at things costing so much. It's like the old thing of, why is that hammer $10,000? Well, the hammer is only $14. The rest of the money is going somewhere else, right? So it is one of those things. Hey, good night, Leo. Take care. All the best to you. Good night to everyone in here, and please do take care. I'm gonna put this back on here. Hopefully, I will have enough to run for a little while. Actually, I'm going to back it up to about here, and then it'll go. So that'll be all right. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight, and I really do appreciate all of you. I guess we only had the one super chat today, and that was Grandma B for the $2 super chat. Thank you very kindly, Grandma B. That is awesome, and really do appreciate your support, and also appreciate each and every one of the members in here. Thank you guys for being a member, and your support there as well. Also, a big thank you to everyone in here that is a part of our wonderful Lava family. You guys are all awesome, and we really do appreciate each and every one of you. So take care of yourselves, and please, really make sure that you look after everything. Also want to say a big thank you to Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, Lucas Snow, and I didn't see Joseph Fields, but thank you, moderators. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate it. So, husband, I caught COVID, my COVID. Oh, geez, Jane, that is horrible. I hope things get better in your household. Boy, oh boy. Okay, anyway, be good, you guys. Take care, everyone, and all the best to all of you. And hopefully you get over all your ails and stuff like that. I don't like seeing anyone being sick, and I do want things to be happy and life to go on with a smile. So, on that friendly note, though, I am going to say thanks again, everyone, for being here. Thank you for watching. And please make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And this is VolcanoX live stream. Take care, and good night, everyone, and oink oink.